Aya, Pakatua Wainswaane, Nila Myaamiaki. As Daryl said, I'm Kristina Fox, and I'm a citizen of the Myaami tribe of Oklahoma. I was fortunate to attend Miami University through the Heritage Award program, where I earned my bachelor's in secondary education, and then came back and got a master's in instructional design and technology, and that's why they put me in charge of education. I am the Myaamia education coordinator at the Myaamia Center.
Hiya, Kayla Becker Myaamiaki. My name is Kayla. I am also a citizen of the Myaami tribe of Oklahoma. Like Tina, I came through the Myaamia Heritage program here, and I got a bachelor's degree in computer science, and now I'm the quality assurance analyst here.
So we're here to talk specifically about Šaapohkaayoni, which is the Myaamia educational portal. You heard from our National Breath of Life folks that we're just calling it EduPortal. So once again, we built something for ourselves, and we recognized how useful it is for a lot of other people. And Šaapohkaayoni is for us, but all of that work is shared as an EduPortal where each community can make something unique to them. The thought process behind Šaapohkaayoni was we wanted to build an online Myaamia space, okay? So this map was created by Emily Coleman with data from as of August 2024. And as you can see, we have Myaamiaki everywhere, which makes getting everybody in person a little bit difficult. So we decided this online space is what we need. So anybody, anywhere can access it as long as there is internet. It consists of a resource library. So when we had to pivot because of COVID, we very, very quickly created a lot of things online, but we did not have a great way of distributing them. So now we do, and we'll look more at that resource library in a minute. But we're also working on developing learning opportunities. So it's not just things. We want to create opportunities for people to come together, even if it's virtually, to learn from each other.
Okay, so because we are storing personal data and also community data on Šaapohkaayoni, it's really important that we talk about what data sovereignty is. So data sovereignty is the right to govern data. So that can be collecting it, creating it, owning the data, data use, how to access the data, and also how to store it. You're good. So data sovereignty in Indigenous communities is important because it protects culture, language, and identity. So it ensures that the data that is being used for the community's benefit for things such as creating resources for the community like we do on Šaapohkaayoni. And it does that without maliciously sharing that data somewhere that we don't want it. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and jump into what Šaapohkaayoni is a little bit. This is our enhanced Google search. It is located on the homepage of Šaapohkaayoni. The reason we didn't put it inside of the login is because we wanted the public to be able to use that. And so this works pretty much the same way as a regular Google search. The difference is that the Myaamia Center staff has either created or vetted these resources for us. So we're going to show you just a quick little demo of how that works. So you're going to click inside the Enhanced by Google search bar there, and you're just going to type something. So we search ribbon work because that's kind of our go-to here. So then you enter that, and just like Google search, it shows you a list of resources. We have things from like MyNamiNation.com, from our community blog. And so you just keep searching, and there's a variety of options. And when you get to the bottom, there is, more resources, sorry. So you can click those other pages to keep viewing resources that we have available.
We didn't think about this font size when it was up on a screen this big. So come see us at our table and you can actually like read the text then. Another resource that we have outside of the login, so this is currently publicly available, is a digital version of Myaamia Šaapohkaayoni. So Myaamiaki Šaapohkaayoni is a printed calendar that we create and mail out to tribal households so that our community can follow our lunar calendar system throughout the year. I'll show you a video in a second, but it has a very, very similar layout. So there's not a huge learning curve. If you know how to use one, you can figure out the other. The best part about it being digital, though, is you can click on the events. You can learn more information about upcoming events. So if there's a URL attached to it, you can go to the URL, and it's adaptable, right? Once you print something and send it out, I can't add a new event, but we can here. And before I show you the thing, I also need to say mission Ewe to Miami University's Communication and Marketing Department. They created moon icons, and we're able to use them on this digital version because the pictures that you see in our printed Šaapohkaayoni don't translate very well online the way we have this set up. So up at the top in the toolbar, you're going to click Calendar, and it opens the page immediately, and it loads all of the months for the year. So I'm going to scroll down to Ondeko Keelsox, that's the current month. And then down here at the bottom, number 29, the bold 29, that's today. And when I click on the link for the Myaamiaki conference event page, it'll open up the conference website. So this gives us a lot more ways to communicate when we have events. Okay. So that's all the stuff that's publicly available. We keep a lot of stuff behind a login, and we want people to sign up. But please know that every account request is reviewed manually. So it's not like Google where you just go in, give Google your information, and you immediately have access, right? What happens is it gets sent to a staff member. They go in and look at the information. If there's Miami tribe citizenship information included in the request, we work with Miami Tribe of Oklahoma Enrollment Office to verify identities, and then you get access, okay? So this is not an instant access. It is reviewed in order to protect our community, all of our content. We want to make this a safe space for users. So here's how you can sign up. You're going to click Login. We put videos in here because we talk fast when we're nervous. This form will pop up, and you'll go down to the link that says Request an Account. And then a form pops up. The drop down, you can select a number of options. Citizen, it'll ask for additional information to help us verify your enrollment. Or no affiliation. We do want to know what brought you to Šaapohkaayoni. And then you just hit submit, and it goes off to the staff to review. Okay. So all of the cool stuff is behind the login. So first, one of our most recent updates included a way to search our learning resources. Previously, everything was just organized and you had to know how to get to something, or you were just like clicking through. Well, our tech team added a search, so you can I kind of want to just find all of the things about this, and you can pull them up. So I have another video. In this video, I do go through the login. I did paste my password so you guys can't steal my demo account. But it's the same login page that I just showed a second ago. Enter your email and password, and here you go. This is the profile. Right up at the top, you have search learning resources, and it'll give you the name, a description, the collection it's located in, and then the topic that it's in under that collection. I promise I'll go into more detail about that. So for my example here, I typed in skirt in the search bar. So you can search by terms. This brings up the ribbon skirt instructions. Alternatively, can use the drop box. So I'm deleting skirt here, going over to the topic drop box. That's every topic in every collection that you have access to. So lots of options. I click on printable art here, and it narrows all of the options down to 7 entries on 2 pages. If I go up to the search bar, I can type in a key term and narrow it down even further. So I typed poster here, and then I clicked on this lovely poster created by Megan Sekulich. Okay, so this was just one way to make navigating through Šaapohkaayoni easier. Okay, learning resources. These are what I call them, the meat and potatoes when I was talking to National Breath of Life. This is the meat and the potatoes of the portal, right? Learning resources can be just about anything. So they're images, like the poster I just showed. They're PDFs, like the ribbon skirt instructions. They're URLs to videos. So this is a language learning video. There's articles. So this is our community blog. Oops. Other websites. And our most recent type of learning resource is recipes, which I'm going to preview just a teeny tiny bit, but Haley and Gretchen will talk more about in their talk right after us. Okay. So other features behind the login, I'm not sure if you caught it, but up at the top there's a personalized greeting. You can kind of see it in the screenshot. I do highlight it in the next video. But it's a personalized greeting. It can greet you with your Myaamia name, your English name, your preferred name, right? You have a profile where you can update your personal information. And then collections, how we organize everything. And I'll come back to those. So here, right up at the top, after you log in, you get your personalized greeting. I'm going to minimize the search learning resources and expand my profile. So you can upload a user image. We're working on where all you can see that. Currently, it's just there. You can update your profile. You can add children to your profile, so they're connected to you. If you choose, you can create an account for your child. So we have programs for youth, and this way they don't have to log in through your account. It is a safe space for our youth to access resources. And most notably, one of the things that we do for our youth, well, we being the tribe, not me personally, is back to school funds. And we have made that accessible through Šaapohkaayoni. So previously, you kind of, again, had to click through and navigate, find it. We've added a button. So if you have youth on your profile, a button pops up, and it'll take you to a form that looks like this. You click the correct semester, you fill out the form, and it gets sent electronically to the tribe to process. This also allows the parents who are filling out the forms to get email updates as it moves through the process, because all of this, once again, is manually reviewed to make sure we do it right. Okay. So I'm going to go back to collections here. I have 2 sub-bullet points, stars and announcements. These are ways that you can keep track of everything, I guess. If you have something favorited, right here in the screenshot, I have the food recipe collection starred, which puts it up at the top of my collections list. And within there, you also have announcements. So Haley and Gretchen put up a new recipe. They can send out an announcement and it'll email you, hey, there's a new recipe. So navigating collections, this is the profile again. Scroll down a little bit and you can see all of these collections. See, I don't know if you can see it from back there, but there is a little star. So I click on one and it takes me to that collection where all of those learning resources are organized by topic. You can use the topic cards. You can use the left-hand menu. Here I click on printable art, and and I can see all of the awesome things I'm pretty sure Megan did for us. Or if I go over to the left-hand menu, I can click on sewing and crafting projects and see the instructions that are available there. I clicked back to the profile to show you the Manage Collections button, where it'll show everything you're enrolled in, everything available to you to enroll in. So I'm scrolling down here to one of our summer programs where I clicked Learn More, and now I have a description of what it is. I can request access to it. You get the confirmation there up at the top, and then scroll down and it'll show you what you have already requested access to. Some of us click on something and we're like, oops, I didn't mean to do that. You can withdraw that. Or you can let it sit, and then the manager will see that they got a new request and they'll let you in. Okay. I also want to kind of reiterate what Taja said earlier. This really is a way of bringing knowledge together and sorting it in a way that makes sense for others. I loved how she called it a library. Okay, so I keep bringing up Haley and Gretchen's work. So I'm going to show you a little sneak peek. This is what the profile, the collection dashboard looks like for them. They have tons and tons of information. If you look at the left-hand menu, there's a scroll bar. Like, can't even get it all on the page. Our wonderful programming team also built this very specific form to display all of their hard work in a way that works really well on mobile devices. It's printable as PDFs. The food tastes good. Jonathan was recording videos with them, and he was texting me about how good it was. So I told him he has to start cooking that stuff at home. Okay. Branding, this is what we first built. It looks really nice. We really appreciated it. But as we continue to develop it, we realize it doesn't quite fit anymore. Including there's some contrast issues that makes it hard to use. I misclicked on things a lot just because brown text on gray was a little difficult, right? So once again, we went to Megan, and she started customizing things for us. So now Šaapohkaayoni has a custom ribbon work inspired design at the footer. This is just the background of our calendar page. That is a blank version of the left-hand menu. And then, of course, she created this wonderful logo for us. So it's Chechakwa flying through a door, which is how she artistically interpreted Šaapohkaayoni, the phrase Šaapohkaayoni. And we have more. We just keep thinking of things to do.
So we created Šaapohkaayoni for our Myaamia community, but we saw quickly how valuable it was and how much it can be used for. And so we wanted to share it more broadly with other communities through National Breath of Life, just like we do ILDA. So through sharing this, the communities keep control of all of their data, and we just pretty much house that and give them the tools to do different things like sharing the resources and stuff like that. So by giving the community, not really giving the communities, but by the communities still keeping the full control of their data, that is how we honor their data sovereignty that we talked about earlier. And then go ahead and go to the next. So the next thing that we have is we have Šaapohkaayoni on the website, but we also have a progressive web app, or a PWA. So a PWA is a web application that runs in the browser, but it behaves more like a mobile app that you would download from like the App Store. So you can still install and add it to your home screen, but it's a little smaller, more convenient version of the website. We found that it's easier for us to maintain a PWA than an app. And so that allows us to give a more user-friendly experience for everyone. And if you would like to help us test the PWA, you can come see us after our talk over at our table, and we will get that installed on your phone for you. I will let you know, though, you do have to have an account to test it. So you may have to kind of do that process of signing up for an account. So you may not be able to test it today if you do not already have one.
And the Šaapohkaayoni as a whole is great at, here are things, right? Going back to Taja's library analogy, right? Books contain lots of information, but information is coming from the person who put it out there to the user. So what we're working on is creating a more interactive learning space. In educational jargon, it's learning management system or an LMS. If you are in education, something like Canvas is an LMS. If you are not in education, it's kind of like social media in a way. But we're working again with Eurekos, as you heard earlier, to create what we're calling Schoolhouse. That's just our instance. We have a single sign-on, so you log into Šaapohkaayoni, and you click a link and you go to Schoolhouse, and you're logged in. Now you might have to enter all of your Šaapohkaayoni information again in new browsers only. But it's not like you're creating a second account for something. Our goal is to create both self-directed and more traditional courses where you sign up and you know it's 6 weeks and you have assignments due, or there might be a weekly Zoom call. We're still hammering out all of those details. But the key here is building an interactive space. So users can interact with each other around a topic. They can interact with the manager or instructor of the topic. We really want to create this as a more dialogue, conversational space. One thing that you have to look forward to, Cam is working on a new course for the LMS. I appreciate you all are giggling and everybody's like, Tina, did you do that? He sent this to me. This was Cam. It is used by permission. So his upcoming course, we're hoping to have it finished this fall, is titled 1 Year in History 1750. So through videos, through maps, through pictures, through reading, it's really kind of digging into what is happening in 1750 for Myaamiaki. And it's not just like fighting or negotiating or anything like that. He looked into like textiles. It was really cool. I cannot remember everything. It's been a minute since I reviewed his content, but he really tried to do a nice, well-rounded course. And as somebody who does not often opt into history things, it sounded really cool. So Mission Newe, we specifically listed the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, Miami Tribe of Oklahoma, and Myaamia Center at Miami University, because without these folks, we wouldn't be able to build anything, let alone share anything. But also Mission Newe to the people I mentioned or might have forgotten to mention, like the Myaamiaki education team that helps with the content. I'm just talking on behalf of them. I don't do anything by myself. So, Mission Newe.
Anyway.